Welcome to part 4 of our Introduction to 3D trueSpace for Illustrator tutorial series. In this particular tutorial we're going to cover layers. Now if you remember, in our scene editor we've organized the parts of the bottle. Now here, using our layer tool, we're going to add a few layers and organize these layers so they agree with the organization that pre-exists in our scene editor. Now this provides us with a second level of organization in trueSpace, and of course it's very important that your organization carries throughout your project, so a little bit of legwork's required here where we'll name each layer for its appropriate object. Now we can add objects to the various layers using a combination of the scene editor and our object info panel. So by selecting an object in the scene editor and then selecting a layer within the object information panel, you can see we are organizing the parts and placing them on different layers within trueSpace. Once we've selected and shuffled around the objects to the various layers we've created, we can see that the color scheme that we've used now transfers back to the scene editor, showing us which objects lay on which layers. Now the layer colors themselves affect the wireframe or the mesh of the particular object, and as you can see, this color is not static. We have the ability to change color for any given layer for whatever reason, whether it's visual or organizational. It's not cast in stone, so we have a great degree of control over this aspect of trueSpace. Of course, layers allow us a degree of control over visibility of objects on those layers. So here you can see we have the ability to show the layer, to lock the layer, or to hide the layer. And as we cycle through these and turn the objects or the layers off, you can see we can hide geometry that may get in the way of our modeling or get in the way of our work. So we have the ability to make working within trueSpace a little easier. So now that we've selected, arranged our layers, let's open up a scene library and save this scene as it is, of course organizing it with a name. And let's name our scene library, and of course save this to hard disk for later use. And there you have layers within trueSpace. Let's move on to part 5 of the tutorial series.